I'm not sure where I'd go on a honeymoon.
Yeah, where would you choose, actually?
I don't know.
I think it'd be single centre.
Because all Chris likes to do is the Maldives, which is great. But
Very
I feel,
idyllic.
oh, do you know what? You are going to discuss it. I think Seychelles.
Oh, yeah, you have always wanted to go there.
Yeah, and maybe South Africa again, something like that.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be nice. Or Kenya, governors.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd probably do a twin like
Yeah.
that, really. Chris wouldn't like the first bit, but hey,
No.
compromise, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is it, marriage.
But when should someone start planning their honeymoon?
Oh, ASAP. I think as soon as you've got that ring on your finger, especially so then you can get your first choice of whatever it is that we're looking for. So yeah, as much notice as possible. So welcome back to another episode of the Luxury Travel Podcast, where we are discussing different themes and topics each episode. So we've done a couple of destination-specific ones, and today we're doing a type of holiday, perhaps the most important type of holiday that you'll plan.
Honeymoon planning.
This is it, the honeymoon and how to plan one. Big thanks to Preferred Hotels who have helped us out with this beautiful location to record today's episode. We're currently sat at the Bow Tree, which is so central, yet so quiet,
central,
isn't it?
Bond Street tube station's literally 30
We can
seconds
see
away.
it from the balcony. Yeah, when you open the doors,
quiet.
it feels like you're in it is almost a residential area, but you're right off of pretty much Oxford Street.
Yeah, I love all the natural light as well, and like the small little balcony that you've got. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, really lovely spot for today's episode.
Yeah.
So going into that, today's episode is all about how to plan the ultimate honeymoon. So many different things can go into that. We've spoken about different destinations before, but yeah, today is all about a type of holiday.
The honeymoon process.
The honeymoon process, the honeymoon planning, perhaps the most important holiday to plan.
So you've had two honeymoons, haven't you, Gemma?
I have. To the same man before rumours start spreading.
Yeah, I should have specified that. But you actually decided to split yours, didn't you, between a mini moon and a maxi?
Yes.
Like, why did you choose to do that?
There was a few different factors, mainly annual leave, money and weather. So annual leave, especially the year that you're getting married, you tend to spend a bit of your annual leave perhaps on your hen or your stag. Then, of course, the preparation before the wedding itself, and the honeymoon. So we thought what we would do is just a couple of days after the wedding, we would jet off to the Maldives, which I think is such an iconic destination.
And where did you stay in the Maldives?
We stayed on the island Constance Halaveli.
And
it was lovely. We had a water villa. They did some really lovely honeymoon benefits as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, so they did a beautiful petal decoration on the bed when we arrived. They also gave us a couples massage.
Oh, lovely.
Which would have been nice, but my other half, he's not into massages, so
that's a shame.
Just had it by myself.
Still, me time.
Yeah, but also what was lovely is as we sort of went down to breakfast or lunch or dinner at various points, the staff would congratulate us on our honeymoon.
Nice.
So
they
all
really
knew.
made you feel special.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really nice. And where did you go, or how long did you wait as well, like for your maxi?
So that one, because we got married in the winter and we went to the Maldives in the winter, which worked perfectly. For the maxi-moon, we've always wanted to do a road trip across the US. So we focused on the California area, and we did that 18 months later. So we flew into Vegas, and then we drove to Sequoia National Park, Yosemite National Park. We visited Lake Tahoe. We went to Napa for the wine, which has always been on my list. We then went up to San Francisco.
Oh, lovely.
And then we drove down the coast to Carmel by the Sea, which is so beautiful. It's really quaint and cobbled streets. And so, yeah, we got a real kind of mix of moving around. But it was lovely because it contrasted the Maldives, which after the wedding, a couple of days, you do just want to go and chill and, not be disturbed really, and just have some peace and quiet. So, it works perfectly.
It's a really good actually, and it's becoming more and more popular, isn't it, to split your sort of honeymoons up. One, because of annual leave, like you mentioned. The planning process, I'd imagine, is stressful. So you do just want to get out and get away and just switch off for a couple of days after your honeymoon. But also, we take that stress out of the honeymoon as well, touching on that. We do all of the hard work for you, you don't do anything. But express costs, annual leave. Like you went in a winter where you wouldn't want to go West Coast in the winter.
No, exactly.
But also, if one person in the couple wants to do something a bit more adventurous, but one doesn't, it's a good compromise sometimes just to do both.
Yeah, well, this is it. I think we should set the scene that every single honeymoon is different. Very often it tends to be that people do want a combination of sort of moving around or sort of achieving something perhaps within the first few days or week and then ending with just total relaxation.
Yeah.
Not everyone,
Yeah,
but it tends to be a bit of a theme.
Yeah, but also some people, it's okay just to want to do nothing.
Yeah, it is okay.
You know, it is a stressful period, and sometimes it's nice just to have that time to reflect on your wedding,
Yeah.
talk about it, you know, have that new
Have a little
experience.
goss about the guests.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just do that one flight or return flight, that one destination that's easy to get to, you know, and just chill. Unpack once.
Unpack once. This is a big thing, yeah. You don't really want to be doing much thinking.
And also, I think some people often think that you have to go long haul to make it special.
Yeah.
And that's like a real misconception, I think.
Definitely.
Because like within Europe, we have some incredible places that we just don't, you know, get to go to as much.
No.
Or we, you know, naturally just think long haul.
We perhaps overlook. Yeah.
So where would you suggest somewhere in Europe that is a really good honeymoon option?
Yeah, well, especially if you're having a UK summer wedding, then Europe just works perfectly. And like you say, you know, it's a quick flight and no real thinking involved.
Yeah.
But if you did want to do a multi-sensory in Europe, then I would probably recommend, I mean, I love Greece. Greece is one of my favourite destinations to visit in Europe. And a multi-centre you could do there, for example, could be going to Athens for a few nights, having a bit of a wander, soaking up a bit of the history there.
Yeah.
Then you can take a very, very short flight over to Crete. I think Crete's probably one of my favourite islands because it has got these really quaint areas to the island still. It's so easy to get out and about on the island. You've got little fishing villages you can visit, cute little restaurants on the water. You've got the hilltop villages as well.
It's easy to get around, isn't it?
So easy, yeah. So, and of course some beautiful hotels there.
Yeah.
And then you can take a ferry from Crete over to Santorini and end with a bit of a wow. If you think you've got those kind of villa, cave hotels, plunge pools, infinity edge. Yeah. And so, yeah, you'll end with a real high.
That's an amazing way to end. I absolutely loved Santorini. I think it's really romantic. The lanes, it's, you know, the lanes of like Oya and places like that are really, really nice.
Aren't they?
Yeah. And the restaurants that overlook the sea as well, like from a height, are really, really nice.
That's
yeah, perfect way to end a honeymoon.
Really romantic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where would you recommend if someone is wanting to move around a little bit and kind of have that element of changing and having a bit of a contrast of scenery, but perhaps they are up for travelling long haul? Where would you recommend?
My recommendation for a brief like that would be Singapore and Bali.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good twin. There's quite a big window as well that you can do this throughout the year. So from like May to sort of early October is good for this destination.
Again, great for UK summer weddings then.
Yeah. But Singapore's an amazing place to start.
Yeah.
One, it's direct flight, so it's super easy to get to. But there's so much to do there. It's the foodie capital of Asia. So food is absolutely incredible there. But there's so much to do that's iconic. You've got the iconic Marina Bay, which is excellent for shopping. There's loads of rooftop bars that you can just, you know, chill and just take in the views. Really glam. But also you've got the Gardens by the Bay, which do the night light show. And the iconic Raffles Singapore Sling that is a must if you go to Singapore.
Yeah, but also with that, I mean, you've mentioned about the Raffles Hotel, very luxurious, very high end. But Singapore also lends itself really well to eating out and about locally. Because did you ever visit, there's like some street food market
street food market
areas?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But then you say street food, but it's not, like it's all governed, isn't it, by like food hygiene standards,
super
just
clean.
like a restaurant.
Yeah.
But you're outdoors and you've often got all these different stalls kind of lined up next to one another and then all this kind of public seating in the middle. And you can just go and get a bowl of Singapore fried noodles. And it's so easy to
And all the
wander.
locals eat there, don't they?
They do.
So it must be good.
And it's always a bit of an atmosphere. So yeah, really good contrast. And then where would you be going on to after Singapore?
So after that, I would fly on to Bali, which is about a 2.5-hour flight from Singapore. But I would twin Bali as well. So I would start up in Ubud, which was a central part, the cultural heart of Ubud, if you like. But it's set around sort of stunning rice paddies. But I'd recommend a hotel in particular, the Viceroy Bali, which is just incredible.
Beautiful.
It's one of the best hotels, or the top hotels in Bali, and for good reason. It's like perched right on the edge of a valley overlooking the rainforest. So ideal for that quiet getaway.
Yeah.
But also it's close enough into Ubud, which is a really nice, smaller, more bohemian type village. Lots of cafes, bars, markets. art galleries that you can explore.
Little temples as well.
Yeah, temples.
Yeah.
But that part of Bali is also really good if you want to explore sort of the central part or the northern part of Bali, because it's a bit closer. So if you want to get a bit more active, you can do a cycle tour or hike in Mount Batur, which is the volcano.
The volcano. Yeah, of course.
If you want to be really adventurous, you can do things like whitewater rafting, but you might want to go that mad. But the Viceroy Bali itself, all the rooms have private pools that are overlooking the villa, overlooking the valley, which are incredible.
And they're like infinity edge as well, aren't they?
Yeah. I remember staying there and they bought us like breakfast in the room. So we had breakfast in the room overlooking. It was just stunning, absolutely amazing. But from there, so I spent about 3 or 4 nights there just to relax, because it's such a nice place just to take in your surroundings.
Switch off.
I would go down to Seminyak on the coast, and the great thing about Seminyak is that most of the sort of high-end luxury hotels there all come with a private pool, and they're not just small little sort of plunge pools.
They're ginormous. They're so big.
So you can do lengths in them if you want. But they're actually larger spaces, and often they're actually like walled, but not walled high, but discreetly
just totally
walled.
Private.
Really private. But also stone's throw away from Seminyak, which has really nice restaurants and shops and things to keep you occupied.
Yeah, and you can wander up and down the beach, and there's quite a bit going on. You've got like beach clubs if you want them, but also if you just want to have a quiet drink at a bar, overlooking the sunset as well. It's a lovely area for that.
So that's what I'd recommend. What about another suggestion for something long haul?
So to mix it up a little bit, if we're wanting to maybe do things a bit more chilled, I think we can't not acknowledge the Maldives. I know we've kind of briefly mentioned it, but it really is.
Option for
it
good
is.
Reason,
it's so popular. But then also, perhaps if you want to have bragging rights and sort of say that you've gone somewhere different for your honeymoon, then I would recommend the Seychelles.
Oh, yeah.
It is so lovely. The place where we stayed was Constance Lemuria on Praslin Island. And if you can't tell, I'm a huge fan of the Constance Hotel brand. The beaches are beautiful in Seychelles, so it's very often you'll see that kind of
iconic shot of
typical,
the beach.
Like screensaver
with the boulders.
Image. Exactly that, because you've got those white sands, you've got those turquoise waters like the Maldives, but then you've got that little bit more ruggedness with the boulders, with the trees right on the edge. It definitely feels a little bit more wild. You can do quite a bit. So from Praslin, we actually did a day trip over to La Digue, which is a really, it's a small island. We just took a ferry over. They don't have any cars on the island.
Oh, wow.
So you only get round by ox cart or by bike. So it kind of feels quite oldie-worldy as you're going around, but really lovely to explore and just kind of get lost a little bit, because it's tiny. You can't really get lost. But also, if you did want to chill and not leave the hotel, that is fine. No judgment here, is there?
No, absolutely not.
And Constance Lemuria has 3 beaches around the property. So you can, if you're wanting beach days, you can just stay at the hotel, but kind of have a different setting each day. Absolutely beautiful hotel, would highly recommend. Seychelles is also good for our summer period, quite a long season, like what you mentioned for Bali there, kind of May through to September. But it's a little bit more exclusive, I would say.
A bit more untouched.
Less done.
And Praslin as well is, a lot of people go to Mahe, don't they, the mainland, which there's some amazing hotels, but Praslin is that just that little bit more exclusive.
Takes you that little bit further. Yeah, exactly.
But easy to get to.
Easy to get to. Yeah. There must be about 30 flights a day, because they're tiny little planes
every
that
20
take
minutes
you.
or something, aren't
they really are, so you can be really quite picky with your flight times and, get it to work with however you want. But how about yourself? Where would you recommend if someone is wanting a more chilled, perhaps long haul type holiday for their honeymoon?
I think St Lucia is a great option for that. But again, I'm a fan of splitting the hotel stays still, because it really just adds to that experience, I think, and just elevates, especially the ending of your honeymoon. But for St Lucia in particular, it's a direct flight, so really easy from London. It's quite a small island, so you can do lots of day trips and get around and sort of cover space quite easily. And
it's also so different to the other Caribbean islands, isn't it?
So it still has that sort of exclusivity feel to it. Because it is quite small, and the hotels there are elevated, I would say.
And there's just not as many hotels on St Lucia as what you would find in Barbados, Jamaica. And also it's got more of, is it like a Creole kind of background? And it's got its own identity, definitely.
So I'd recommend the 2 stays, and I would start the stay up in somewhere like Cap Maison, one of the hotels in the north part of the island. It's a Relais and Chateau property, so service and everything that you get in the hotel is sort of next level, but also location is great. It has, by default, a private sort of bay beach. It's quite volcanic sand, so it's a bit different. But the hotel's set on cliff top, so you have to sort of walk down to the beach.
So nice.
But it's really, really nice for views.
Yeah.
And it's not too far as well from Rodney Bay.
Yeah.
So if you did want to go out into sort of a local area and get some nightlife or restaurants, you can really easily. But also they have at the hotel some elevated experiences that make it a bit that bit more special.
Yeah, can you give us an example?
One of the restaurants has like a platform, like a private dining platform, and you just sort of ring a bell and a bottle of champagne just comes down a zip line to the platform. So it just has that sort of added touch.
That is so different. I've
really
never heard
different,
of that.
but it's a really, really nice hotel as well, but quiet.
Yeah.
And the rooms have private pool villas, so you don't really have to leave your room. And the rooms are big as well.
Yeah, lovely.
So I definitely recommend starting there.
Yeah.
And to end, one of the best hotels that I've been to in St Lucia was Jade Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
And it's down sort of on the southwest coast, overlooking both Piton Mountains, which of course is iconic in St Lucia.
Yeah, that is the classic silhouette, isn't it, of the island?
On the beer is called Piton beer.
Yeah.
Every picture you see of St Lucia will see these. But the beauty of Jade Mountain is that it overlooks both of them. And there's no fourth wall either on the room types.
So describe that a little bit more.
Every room type, so every room type you have, so they don't have a fourth wall on any of the room types.
Wow.
So you really are sort of amongst, and you're up high as well, sort of in the rainforest. So the noises that you hear from the bird life, the wildlife, all the time is amazing. There's like a proper dawn chorus, you know, like when you wake up every morning.
Yeah.
But I was in the Galaxy Suite there, which is their top room type, and it had a huge plunge pool and a massive room. It was unbelievable, this room, but overlooked the mountains, and it was just the perfect way to end our stay in St Lucia.
Without that fourth wall, did you find, was it quite hot in the room? Like, did it
Not really, because the other walls, they're like slat.
Okay,
like wooden slats.
Yeah.
So it's fully private, so no one can see in. But it allows the air to flow straight through the rooms.
Right.
But also about mosquitoes, that was another worry of mine.
Yeah.
But because it's so high, they don't really tend to. This is what they told us anyway.
Yeah. Did you get bit?
I didn't.
It must be true.
But it's quite high, so they don't tend to go that high apparently. But you do get mosquito nets over the bed and fans, things like that. But no, I didn't find it hot at all.
Amazing.
But the other nice thing about that is they have platform on top of the hotel where they do yoga.
Oh, nice.
The dining in the hotel is incredible.
Yeah.
They do have a beach, although it's quite high. They have a sister property called Anne-Chastenay, and you can use the beach down there. But to be honest with you, I would enjoy the room.
Yeah.
The room is absolutely amazing and a real one-off.
Yeah, definitely.
And best way to end a honeymoon in St Lucia.
Yeah. Well, I think that just shows there's no rules with honeymoons, is there? I mean, most people think of the Maldives, but we have just, you know, given kind of 4 different examples of alternative destinations to consider. So really anything could be a honeymoon, which is actually why we get asked quite often about a honeymoon brochure.
Yeah, all the time.
But we don't have one because really anything can be. It totally depends on maybe time of year, weather, how long you want to fly for, and of course the couple's interests.
Yeah. And we've sort of touched this on another podcast, but like that beige vacation, some people might look at that and think that's not, you know, I don't like that.
Not a bit of me.
It might be really luxurious, but not for them.
Yeah.
You know, so it really depends on each couple.
Yeah, and that's
each individual, even within the couple.
Yeah, and
so that's why there can't be a brochure.
And it just shows that, with every single couple, people are going to have different interests, different preferences, and we'll absolutely matchmake it to them and, you know, make it personal. So I think we should remind our listeners and viewers why booking a honeymoon appointment is so important and kind of what we can offer.
Well, firstly, it's an enjoyable experience.
It is,
You know, you get welcomed into a beautiful brand new store in Shenfield. And, you know, straight away we have our bar that you have access to.
Yeah.
So we can discuss all of it over a drink of champagne to celebrate your honeymoon.
Yeah.
But also it's about the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, we just go and chat about all the options. We get to know the couple individually as well, because often they have different preferences. So we'll get to know the couple, you know, all have a conversation and recommend based on that.
And we also often hear about how the couple met, how they got together, perhaps the engagement story as well, if there is one.
Help plan the engagement
Yeah, we have, in the past. So it is really about getting to know the couple. It's not order taking and just kind of, you know, going straight into talking about destinations. We really want to get to know the couple and hopefully, you know, it's a comfortable appointment. It's conversational and, like you say, a nice little glass of fizz always helps.
All over a glass of champagne. All nice.
Exactly. And sometimes we can play the mediator as well, can't we?
Absolutely, always. Yeah.
When someone does want to be on the move, go, and the other person just wants to sit and chill with a book.
Often you're needed as a mediator, aren't you?
You are.
To be like, oh no, I think you should both do it, or you know, that's why twin centre's good, isn't it?
Exactly.
Or you know, multi-centre holiday.
Ticks both boxes. And especially here at Wing Boots, we've all got 10+ years of experience within travel. So I'm sure one of us has been
everywhere done.
Exactly. So depending on whatever destination we do kind of ultimately end on, we can absolutely get you that first-hand knowledge and experience from someone who has been there themselves and can make the best recommendations.
Absolutely, yeah. I also think we can't sort of go on any longer without not mentioning our amazing concierge team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's like a real unique department or team that we have.
And such a perk to have access to as well.
Absolutely, and they can take care of as much or as little as you want whilst you're overseas.
Yeah.
Even, you know, down to a UK transfer, like home chauffeur transfer to the airport.
Sort of kicks things off nicely,
nice way to start.
Yeah.
Local recommendations, spa treatments,
restaurant
reservations, private yacht charters.
Yeah, even tickets, depending on, you know, where you're going. If there's any kind of sold out shows or anything like that that's of interest, they can help with that.
And often with honeymoon bookings, a honeymoon gift as well.
Yeah,
which is really nice to take with you.
Yeah. So I think to sort of go back to where we began is when is best to book a honeymoon? When would you say?
As you said, early as possible. I think as soon as you've sort of got the wedding date done in advance, let's get booked in. The beauty of booking in early is that often hotels offer early bird discounts or honeymoon offers, but also with the flights, you can often be the first to get the cheapest flights as we'll sort of book them as they're released.
This is it. We can put you on the queue. Like the day those flights are released, we're already holding seats for you. So we can really help with that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to our regular segment now and do our little check-in, check-out, where we share our preferences.
I love this game.
Yeah, me too. But like sunrise yoga, what do you check in or check out?
Check in. I'm not a fan of getting up too early, but I think with yoga it's such a peaceful start to the day. So checking in on that. How about yourself?
I'm checking out to a sunset yoga.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple of times in the Maldives and in Ubud, like with the Viceroy actually. Overlooking the valley is just the perfect way to like end your day.
Yeah.
So really, really nice.
Lovely.
Overwater villa.
Checking in. I absolutely loved just being able to access and just go swimming immediately and not get all sandy. So I'm checking in on that. How about yourself?
I'm going to check out. I much prefer a beach villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a beach person. So much prefer a beach villa. Candlelit dinner?
Checking in. I love a candlelit dinner, especially when they often set it up in a really nice location. It might be on the beach, it might be on a private kind of pontoon over the water. So checking in. How about yourself?
No, I'm checking out for a strange reason.
Yeah,
I like to be able to look properly at what I'm eating.
Okay.
So I like the light. So I like to see exactly what I'm eating.
You
so
don't put your fork
in
the wrong thing. Yeah.
So I'm checking out on that. Butler service.
Oh, checking in. I think I've alluded to this in the past. I'd love to have someone else do the thinking for me on holiday. So, checking in. And you?
No, I'm checking out. I've had butlers or Fridays in the past, and you know they're always nice to get to know, and they are helpful, very helpful. But the service isn't for me really, so I'm checking out. Yeah. And our final one, in villa dining.
Checking out. It's a silly reason for me, but I like someone else to be pouring my drinks.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. And you?
No, I'm checking in. I absolutely love not having to get ready and just having
sat in the dressing gown and
dinner delivered, starter, main, and dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, checking in.
Perfect. Well, I think we've sort of summarised that the honeymoon is, it's so important that the honeymoon reflects both, both people in the couple, and we can absolutely help guide that, can't we?
Yeah, and we do all the hard work for you.
Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to today's podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, if you've got any thoughts or comments, let us know if you've had a honeymoon where you've been, if somewhere's always been at the top of your bucket list and that's where you plan to go for your honeymoon. We'd love to hear. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye.